Well, howdy there, nerds. As we talk about what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to do Tempest Trials because it's going away tonight. And I'm so sad. So sad. Alright. So, apparently, out on the streets right now, there is a new form of drug, and it's called DB4. And Reinhardt and Lilinas just can't get enough of this. They are gobbling it up. There is a lot of problems going on, and Celica is your new drug dealer. More at 11. Or right now, either way. So, a lot of you have been, questioning Deathblow 4 since it's been pretty much revealed that, well, I guess we're getting tier 4 abilities now. Celica brought in that, and everyone has been kind of excited. There's also been a lot of Celica corpses lately, but I guess that's just kind of how, you end up managing that. Of course, everyone's going to want to get that ability on some character that they enjoy, a certain character that they love. And, well, this brought in the debate of power creep and how IS has been handling the power creep as time has gone on. And admittedly, yes, I see a lot of you were kind of like, I don't think it should have been inheritable. I think, Celica should have kept it, things like that, even though we didn't know about Double Lion. They didn't really tell us about that until the actual trailer. But a lot of people were freaking out over it, and they're like, oh my god, that's crazy. And yeah, it is crazy. But how far does it go when it comes to power creep? Was, Death Blow 4 a mistake, as some of people have said? I've seen people say Bold Fighter and Vengeful Fighter, were mistakes in their own way, but yeah, I can kind of see that one too. That and Colored Bows, right? No, but when it comes to power creep, I find this whole, discussion kind of interesting. We knew that these characters were going to be powerful, so naturally, when this happened and we had these inherent abilities, it's pretty obvious that people are going to go for it. Steady Breath with Ike when he was announced was a big deal, of course, too. So it's no surprise. And, arena users, you now get to use something other than Distant Counter in your A slot to get more points. So congratulations, you only need to murder a poor innocent girl. I've seen a lot of people getting upset that Celica's the target, and I know that sucks. It sucks that she has such a desirable ability, but I think we would all feel the same for other characters if they ended up in the same situation. I know Ike had the same sort of thing when that happened. But I do want to say that this is not the power creep that I was expecting. If anything, it's more of a problem of the availability of skills lately. Like, I just feel that skills, as they are, a lot of them are thrown into the 5-star tier pool, and just a lot of them don't deserve to be there. Like, a lot of them don't need to be there, so I don't mind Deathblow being up there too much, but I think you guys can, lower the availability of some of those other skills out there, because it's just, it's getting to the point where it's kind of getting a little ridiculous. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But at least you guys have been nicer with the GHBs and things like that, giving us abilities from characters like Chill Defense. And, man, at least it's free, I guess. But I would much rather have this form of power creep than anything else. One where I can take an ability from a character and give it to another. It's a lot better, even if this ability is, hugely broken. It's still something that's better than just straight up, BST climb or giving, characters better stats and growth points and things like that. It's something I was really kind of worried about when it came to this new Choose Your Legends 2, because I was worried about Gen 3. I don't know if you guys know what generations, Gen 1, Gen 2 are, but that actually boils down to something that happened in Heroes over the last year, where, we had a lot of characters at launch, and throughout the next subsequent months, like, 4, 5, 6, most of the characters that were added into the game followed this kind of stat alignment. There was a bar that was set, and, they distributed the points and the growth points, based on different, unit typings, if they were a dancer, if they were a cavalier, if they were infantry, etc., ranged, melee, all of that stuff. However, that was called Gen 1, and with it came a change, much like anything I have, no one expected it, mostly because, well, that's when Ira hit. Ira hit, I would say 7, 8 months after, the game launched, and with her came a new change in dynamic, and that was when Gen 2 took effect. Gen 2 was where that bar that we had for stats was basically raised a bit, and therefore the characters that inherently came out of banners after that point were kind of, well, better units. they had better stats. And, if they had certain matching, typings, like, let's say, Myr's a good example. She's a trainee. She's a flying unit. So therefore, with this new, generation of stats and growth points and things like that, her BST was actually very, very high, considering what we had before. And this has continued on. We're still in Generation 2 of our stat, alignments and things like that. So, yeah, that was something I was fearful. I was worried that with these new units, we would be going over, what we had previously. Our characters would suddenly have newer, better stats, and those banners following that would be the same sort of thing, where we would instead just have units that were inherently better, just to get you your money's worth. However, IS has avoided that. They haven't done that, and I'm kind of happy that they didn't. Chances are we'll eventually see probably Gen 3 where that bar will raise again, but it hopefully won't be for a while, and thankfully they haven't adjusted anything else, like giving us rarities or, newer rarities and crazy stuff like that. Deathblow 4 is, of course, power creep. Make no mistake, it's a lot like slaying weapons, that replace killing weapons, but at least we can inherit them. At least we can move them to other characters. I think the bigger problem is more in the availability. I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was a good option to give a unit that needed the power extra power. Because let's face it, Celica is an amazing unit. The new Brave one, that is. All three of her are pretty good, but this one is especially powerful. So the takeaway here is Deathblow is power creep. But I think it's a good power creep. It's not overdoing it, and you can give it to other characters, and it's not just distinctly there. Again, the problem is availability. Just when it comes to abilities and passives and everything under the sun, I feel people are worried about that as well. So that's my takeaway from it. What do you guys think? Do you think Deathblow 4, maybe might have been a bit of, maybe a little bit of a mistake? Again, my opinion, not too much, but I would love to hear yours. Put them in the comments below. Even if you disagree with anything I say, I would love to hear it. For now, nerds, catch you later. Thanks for watching.